Welcome back, adventurers, to Tabletop Casual, where today we take a quick dive into some ideas about housekeeping that should help you navigate your game much more easily. So before we dive into our first dungeon, I wanted to just point out a few things that might make your experience more streamlined while playing. Really just some ideas to help organize things a little easier for you. A few notes, though, before we get started. Remember, your first time through is always going to be a little slow going. After all, you're just learning how to play, how to navigate your dungeons, and how to keep track of everything. So cut yourself a little slack, take your time, and give yourself some credit while you learn as you go. Hopefully these few tips that follow will help you in that regard, whether you're just starting out or already playing and looking for ways to keep it simple so you can think less and play more. Secondly, and I cannot stress this enough, whether it's 4AD, D&D, or any other tabletop, remember, it's your game. And while I don't advocate for stripping the rules and making things so easy you breeze through an encounter or a campaign, I do advocate for doing what you need to make that experience more enjoyable. Adapt as you learn. Throw in new things. Test ideas. Keep it always evolving so it never gets stale, and make it your game. Now, on to some thoughts on keeping your 4 Against Darkness adventures simple and organized. These should work whether it's your very first dungeon or your 100th. So let's talk about character sheets. Character sheets can be a bit cumbersome. After all, you're going to be entering each dungeon with a total of 4 characters. I tend to play with another person, which not only makes the adventures a touch more fun and advantageous, but it also divides up the number of character sheets I need to have in front of me at any given moment. But what if you're not playing with someone else? After all, 4 Against Darkness is meant to be a solo adventuring campaign. I admit 4 character sheets are a lot. As you can see here, I've got my 4 sheets laid out in front of me. That's a lot of real estate on my table, though. So let's simplify this and make a little bit of room. You've heard me say it before. All you need to play 4 Against Darkness is a pencil, some graph paper, some 6-sided dice, and the starter book. And this is the absolute truth. But it's the graph paper right now that's going to help us streamline the organizing of our character sheets as well as combat. As you can see here, I've combined all 4 character sheets onto one single sheet of graph paper. Now, taking a look, you can see that I wrote out the major categories in pen for a touch of permanence, but also it makes it easier for all of you to see watching this video. The major categories are anything that requires a heading or a label. Something you're not going to need to erase. As an example, your character class and name, your health, your attacks and defenses, or any gear and loot. You'll notice I've written clues, as these are very important later in the game, and made these 3 boxes which follow, so I can check off each box in pencil when needed. The same is done for spells and or scrolls. And if you're running a barbarian, you can even make a square for rage as well. See my tutorial on creating a barbarian for specifics if you haven't already yet. Now, I've done the rest in pencil. The pluses or minuses to attacks and defense, any gear or loot that I've acquired, my health or level totals, the amount of gold I'm carrying, any spells my spellcaster might currently be using, basically anything that at some point or another might get erased. So these should always be done in pencil. Because these are totals and or items that will change as you progress through your dungeons. Doing it this way keeps things nice and compact, all on one sheet, and alleviates the need for more table space. We can do all of this tracking on graph paper for combat as well, and you absolutely should. When you enter a new dungeon and make your way from room to room, you'll encounter a variety of monsters and creatures that will undoubtedly attack you. As you can see from one of our previous adventures, we keep a running list of monsters we encounter and all of their stats. We first enter the type of monster we're battling against. It could be your basic run-of-the-mill monsters, which have a single health point each, typically known as vermin, or it could be much more powerful monsters, which may have more than one health point per monster, known as minions. These minions are very important as they will eventually total up for an XP point, which can be used for multiple things. These are things that we'll discuss in the next video and have touched on in previous videos about combat. We mark each of these and keep a running total so as not to forget how many we've slain throughout the adventure. We also color code these with a highlighter, which makes it easier for quick reference. So, okay, maybe in my all you need to play speech, I should also add highlighters to the list as well. And finally, there are boss monsters. Big squares for health points just make these bosses look all the more intimidating. You'll notice also that we make notes about anything specifically unique to this monster that we're battling. In the case of the small dragon, it gets 3 attacks and or attacks with fire. Or in the case of this minotaur, who gets 2 attacks per turn. We follow the monster type with both the amount of health the monster has and their level. You can refer to my video on combat for a more in-depth look at tracking monster health. But for quick clarity, when a monster attacks, you'll have to match their level to make a successful hit, which eliminates one of their health points, unless it's otherwise specified that your attack does more damage. So these two categories, health and level, are vital to keeping track of combat, more so than anything else. Well, that just about sums it up. This is about as easy as it gets for tracking combats. And you'll be using that graph paper for sketching out your dungeons as well. So make sure you keep these tools handy as we roll our way into the next video, adventuring into our very first dungeon. Thanks so much for taking a few moments out of your day for watching. I truly hope this helps you navigate your game a little easier, maybe frees up a little table space for you. And as always, please leave us a comment or a question if you feel so inclined. I try to answer anything in as timely a manner as I can. And I know I don't have to tell you, but please like and subscribe. We'll have plenty more tutorials on tabletop RPGs coming, as well as more gameplay footage, game reviews, and, well, I mean, who knows what else. We're just getting started here at Tabletop Casual. So thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.